Good morning, everyone. This is Mary, also known as Sunny Love. I'm back with you once again with my book, Robbed of a Childhood, Raped by the System. I thank all of you who have been with us today is our 9th day, and I hope you're getting something from the conversation. Today, I'm not going to read anything from the book, as I said on a clip yesterday. I am the book, and I don't have to keep putting the book in front of me. I want you to know that my healing wasn't linear, and sometimes we loop things in our lives depending on how much knowledge we attain, how we get out there and figure out what's going on within ourselves, why we think the way we do, why sometimes we come from our limbic system and automatically negative thoughts come to our mind. And how do we address those thoughts we have if they say we have 72,000 thoughts a day? We know we can't entertain all of them at once. But I wanted to say healing is never going to be a straight road. Sometimes it's up and down like a roller coaster. And sometimes we feel so discombobulated, and I get that. I know what it's like to be out there in that world of self-medication and being able to work with young men, women, and youth in communities who are struggling just with life itself. I used to think myself that something was wrong with me, because one day I'd love myself and the next day I couldn't stand myself, sometimes because of some of the language or the words that we use, and we know we're ashamed. But there were days that even though things were heavy, I had learned enough to understand that sometimes it's like we have our foot on the gas pedal and we don't know how we got so agitated and so quickly. Well, sometimes that's because we're operating in what I call our survival brain. But I want to say this. If we can just step back for a moment, take a deep breath, hold it for the count of 6, blow out for the count of 8, take a deep breath for the count of 4, hold it for the count of 6, and blow out for 8. And I feel a little tingling sometimes up here, and it means that I can be more relaxed, I can get logical, I can tap into my prefrontal cortex, and I can say, you know what? I'm just going to step back and I'm going to take a break from the conversation, because sometimes conversations get out of hand. And if we have two minds that's agitated at the same time, somebody has to let go and lean in and say, you know what? When you did this, I felt this. And I'm not blaming them, but I am saying that sometimes the other person's way of being was not comfortable for me. And that's okay. But what I want to say is we have to learn how to meet each other where we're at. You're not crazy. You may be hurting. But just because you're hurting doesn't mean that something's wrong with you mentally. We hurt. You're not always lazy, as some people say. Oh, get up off your butt and do this or do that. Or you're lazy, or you're no good, or you're worthless. No, that's not true. And sometimes that negative thinking or those negative words rest within us because we care about the person who was the messenger. But nothing is wrong with you. And tomorrow I'm going to talk to you about myth and life and reality and how we believe our reality is our reality. But have we tested the facts? Thank you so much. If you like what's being said in this conversation, please subscribe, like, or share with someone who's being so hard on themselves that they can't see daylight. You are not broken. You are worthy to be cared for, to be loved, to be respected and appreciated. But first, learn to appreciate yourself. You matter. Thank you, and have a great day.